let me tell you this. Okay, honey, when Healthy Heart first started, and it's exhortation. I just want to encourage people. And I contacted you. You was in a studio on Fern Valley Road. We didn't get to connect, but you know what you said, that baby.
What did I
you
say?
Said, I'm telling you what you said, and it still makes my heart smile. You said, Miss Charlene, you can come on over to the studio. I don't even know what a studio was. You can come on over to the studio, and I just want to help you on your platform. I said, I don't even know what a platform is, but he wants to help me. So that was almost 4 years ago. You said that you was somewhere, I want to say off of Fern Valley Road in a I don't know where you was. Yeah. But anyway, like you said, we don't forget that. You said, Miss Charlene, because then you were busy. You let us come on LOU. You're like that ever-ready battery. Somebody done wound you up, but you got the Jesus juice, so you ain't gonna run out. And it's like, boom, boom. But then for you to take, okay.
And you know what I think it is? I know what it is. I've always known my purpose, Miss Charlene. Since I was a little boy, I've always known why God put me on the earth and what I'm here to do. And that is just to use my voice to do what you said, to love on others, to encourage each other's people, to uplift people and show love, and just to give them everything that I have. So I've always known that's what God has put in me to do, is just to love people and just to be a vessel for him, to be able to give opportunities and resources to others and be a voice for people. And I'll die doing that. Like, I'll be doing that till the day that I take my last breath. I will always be using my everything that I have to help other people and give other people a place to where they can have a voice. That's just, and I love it. I love that God has put that in me. I love that he has put that in me. I want to see everybody win.
That's good stuff. And you reminded me of somebody else that said that he was a voice. And he was a powerful voice. John the Baptist. That's what he wanted to be known as. Yes. That's the voice.
Yes, screaming through the wilderness. Yes, screaming through the wilderness. Yes. The word. Delivering the word. Yes.
Boy. Yes. When you said that, it's like a name that could be universal if we do that. We can all be the
absolutely. And I come from, I come from a lineage of my great grandfather, my grandmother, that you knew, Dorothy Taylor. Her dad was a preacher. He was a Baptist minister. He started many churches. So I know that seed is in me. It's just that my church is not in a building or in a room, and I'm not in the pulpit. I'm out in the world like John the Baptist. I'm out in the world. I'm out in the forest. I'm out in the hood. But what I do is I'm really still preaching the gospel of uplifting our people and our people being excellent. So I carry that seed that my granddaddy Burge put in me every day. Like, I know that I'm in the lineage of his seed. Even my Uncle Sam Burge, like, those things come from my family tree, and I live in it, and I love living in it. So that, again, that's part of my purpose. Again.
Boy, let me tell you this. When you said you're not in the building, COVID, the Lord allowed COVID, praise God. Because that the church could be the church. You hear me?
Yes.
It ain't the building. And that's what you just said. I might not be located. I ain't in no building. I'm in the basement creating that studio, because Tony Taylor told me he had a studio. So I'm creating a studio. It's a basement.
Yes, so I love it.
But I go.
Healthy Heart.
Boy,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the 4th season of Healthy Heart, and it was titled "To Be Kind." God dropped that in my heart, to be kind, and based on Galatians 6:10. Well, anyway, I kind of hit out to you, and I thought Tony may not come and let me just pour into him how much I love him, because he's always pointing here, there to other people. And so I had God gave me another idea about nonprofits. And then when I reached out, you hit. You hit.
Because I watch you. Like, I'm always watching you. I am. And I'm inspired by what you do. I'm always watching. Yes.
God. But so let me tell you this, Tony Taylor, that makes my heart smile. And I'm going to ask you for a memory of your first heart smile in a minute. But when you were young,
yes,
and if they asked you to sing 4 times in one Sunday, that one song, you sung it like it was your first one. I was watching you. You never complained. The choir would complain around you. But I'm like, this baby knows that Jesus is the reason.
Absolutely.
And you sung it.
Yeah.
And it was like, if that pastor at that time, I think if you could, you was like David for Saul. That was the music his ears to common. But you sung it, and that took humility and love, because every time you got up to sing it, I was like, this is the reason. Like you had just sang it at the morning service. And he sang it, and you would get with that, and the choir and Debbie and them. And I was just like, yes, that was Christmas. And so that took humility on your part, and meekness. And meekness and humility takes strength. And that's what I saw. And then how you respect Sister Taylor, and how she demanded respect from everybody. Because see it, like you said, it flows. It flows. Yeah. And I would watch you, and I'm like, my God, this baby has an anointing that I didn't even understand at that time. Because when you sung that song, people would just be slayed in the spirit. Yeah. And we didn't even do stuff like slayed in the spirit talk, but you could see it happening. So I needed to tell you that. And there's tons of other things. I've watched you, how when you
let me talk about that real quick, because I think
station break. We'll get right back to my brother Tony. But honey child, we're advertising now. We are getting our feet wet in creative ways to bring revenue in that Healthy Heart might grow even the more. Check out the Braid Bar. Check her out. She was our first customer, our first client. Give her a call, see if she was satisfied, but go get your hair did, okay? Now let's say you don't have a business. You still can help Healthy Heart grow by taking an ad, by putting words of encouragement. You can lift someone up, because Healthy Heart, with a percentage of anything that comes in, donations, revenue, we're going to see a portion of it back out to a nonprofit every 6 months. So will you help us? Go to the website, hit donate. $5 is not too little. 5,000 is not too big. All right, now back to Tony.
And let me talk about that real quick, because I think there's something that I need to say about that period in my life, and using my voice in song to minister to people. You know me since I was a teenager, right?
Yes.
So you remember when I was a teenager, my grandmother and the members of Forest Baptist knew my gift with my singing voice, right?
Yes.
But I would never use my voice for the Lord when I was a teenager. You know, I had this big dream of being a star. Remember, I wanted to.
You went to New York.
You
went to New York.
I went to New York. I had a lot of success in the music industry. I had a lot of success, a lot of great memories. I was able to do a lot of things and fulfill a lot of my goals that I had as a youth when it comes to my music career. However, again, I never sang in the church as a young child or a teenager. I never did that. Even though choir directors and my grandmother would urge me, that's something I never did. However, once I was in my mid 20s, right? And I had came back home to Louisville after living in New York for about 5 years. I came back home, and God had really sat me down and humbled me, is what he did. He kind of let me know, you've used your gift for the world, but young man, you have not used it for me. And until you use it for me, I will not allow you to move anywhere. And so what happened, Miss Charlene, is that I grudgingly was asked to sing a song by Chad. You remember Chad, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the name of the song was called Stand by Donnie McClurkin. It was Stand. So that was the first song. Can you believe that? That was the first song I ever sang in a Baptist church. 25 or 26 years old. And I remember the first time that I sang that song at church, and the reaction that it got. Miss Charlene, I just never, all the times that I performed on stage in my life, and at this point, it had been over 300 times. I promise you, from the time where I was, I think I started really performing on stage when I was 11 years old, and up till I was 25, and I've been on many stages, many audiences. But that feeling that I got from performing Stand in the church, and just seeing how God was moving through my body, through my voice, And it was like it wasn't even me. It was like an out of body experience. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, I wish I would have done this 10, 12 years ago. I wish I would have had this experience. So what you saw me when you saw me singing Stand, when you saw me singing Jesus is the Reason for the Season, when you saw me singing all those songs that I sang in church, I was really just overjoyed because it was a new experience for me. And it was a way that I've never had used my voice before, ever, Miss Charlene. I had never used my voice like that before. And I was doing things with my voice in church that I never even knew that I could do. And I had been singing in the secular world for over 15 years, but God was just using my voice in ways that I never imagined. And it was just that period of time in my life, I was actually rediscovering my gift for the first time, really. So I wasn't rediscovering, I was actually discovering my talent and my gift. And I still use that. I still use it it's not on a consistent basis, but every now and then somebody will call me and they'll ask me if I can sing it at somebody's wake or funeral. Yes. So that's the way that I use my ministry now with my voice. It's usually as a way to comfort families when they're going through a time of bereavement and a lost one. So, but it's still that same feeling though. It's still it's
powerful.
But
and he's continuing to add.
That's my journey with singing my voice and God using me, God sitting me down, and then me discovering, what a tool God has put on us to really use to minister to and comfort his people. So that's another gift that I love. Yes.
Yeah,
my voice. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, man. And he gives you so many opportunities. Now you shared right here, and you may have already shared this, but what just tickles me is to hear a person's memory of their first heart smile. I'm gonna tell you mine real quick. I was 9 years old.
Hear yours. Yes.
I was 9 and I went to the drive-in with mama and daddy, and I had a brother, Ricky, and mama and daddy looked so precious. Tony Taylor, I really thought they loved each other and liked each other. And I smiled. I found out later some other stuff. But my heart, and I had the popcorn in the little brown bag, was greasy. That's a heart smile that they're all gone, mama, daddy, and Ricky. But I still smile. So can you think of a heart smile, an internal smile that can still make you smile?
I can think of many, but I'll start with what you said. What was my very first heart smile? So I believe my first memory of a heart smile would be, and I didn't know this at the time. All right, as you know, I'm a foster child, so I was in foster care for about 4 or 5 years when I was a kid. I think I went in when I was 2 years old, and my mom came and got me and my brother out of foster care when I was around 6 or 7 years old. I think I was in the first or second grade, but I do remember there's a vague memory that I have, even though I don't remember going into foster care because I was too young, but I do have a memory of me. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do. For everything you do, for everything you do, for everything you do, flows from it, it flows from it.